Welcome back to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast. Finally got Mandy Martino on. Took a little back and forth
yes.
in the old DMs. And of course, I was late because fucking traffic sucks in LA. But we made it.
I was happy you were late because I was running late.
Typical lady. Women and black guys can never get anywhere on time.
Guilty.
Just starting off with bigotry on this episode.
Perfect.
Some stereotypes to throw out there.
Well, we lost a few listeners, but I think we kept some.
Not my listeners. They know what's coming. I've said some pretty stupid shit on this podcast. I've said it before. I'm trying to just fill the channel with so much ridiculous things that it's like, well, how can you cancel them for any one of them?
There you go.
The old Donald Trump method.
It works. Did you see the new Shane Gillis Donald Trump sketch about the shoes, the Trump shoes?
I have not, but I know Trump has shoes.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Oh, yeah. It was so good. He has like Trump basketball shoes, and he puts them on. He was like bad at everything he did. And he's like, "Oh, this makes you better." And it's something like
the premise was, no, it doesn't make me better, but I'll tell you I'm better and you'll believe me.
Yeah.
He shoots in air balls. Did you make it? Went in.
Yeah. Did you see? I drained it.
It was so clever. That was like the best one.
He probably does one of the best Trumps.
I know. Yeah. I love.
Well, because he's also a genius writer. So like, I always hate when people do impressions and they're just like speaking in the person's voice. It's like, where's the fucking bit? Yeah. Write a joke like in Sylvester Stallone's voice. Don't just do his voice.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
Also, everyone can do Trump, so you need to.
Oh, I can't. I can't do any impressions.
Oh, I can't either.
I can't even do an impression of myself.
I was thinking to myself, I was like, it's kind of hard. I don't know if I can.
I feel like a lot. Okay, let me rephrase. A lot of people do Trump.
Yeah. I mean, like you'll see, people like, comedians will do like a British accent in their act, or guys will like imitate a woman's voice. I can't do any of that. I have this one tone since I swear to God, since I was like 4 years old. My voice, my head and my voice were the same since I was 4, and I like grew into that. It's weird, dude. It's weird.
When did you hit puberty?
Normal time, whatever, 12, 13, whatever.
The voice just came first.
Oh yeah, at birth. It's not very baritone. Shane Gillis, did you watch the SNL thing this weekend?
Yeah, I did.
How was it? Because I haven't seen it, but I heard it was underwhelming. Do you agree with
that? The Trump sketch was the best one.
Yeah, well, look, all the sketches, I feel like with SNL, it's so hit or miss because you're going live every week. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like the internet was made for SNL. It's like, oh, I don't have to watch the whole fucking hour. Like, whatever the most popular 2 sketches of the week are, I can just watch those 5 minutes. I don't have to be sucked in for an hour.
It is a way to do it.
Shane had some good sketches. I think the news you're seeing, some people saw his opening monologue, and he did a little wiggle of his hand like, what'd you think? Yeah. But I think that's him being a stand-up and being self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it allowed every other writer to lean in and be like, ooh, he didn't think he was that good.
He knows what he was doing.
He was obviously he's an excellent comic, but in the back of my head, I was hoping he'd go Norm Macdonald and just fucking trash the place.
Oh, he said like a lot. I think he said retarded, gay. He said all of these things on SNL that typically that show would not allow.
Oh, yeah.
So they allowed him to do a lot more than the typical cast member or guest would even like dare to do.
Yeah.
So that was good to see.
But like when Norm was on, when Norm came and hosted after he got fired from SNL doing the Weekend Update, he like trashed SNL and the executive team. He's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you can look it up. This obviously years ago, many years ago.
He said they brought me back to save the show because it's tanking.
Yeah, he was like they fired me. When they fired me, they told me I wasn't funny. So, but then they brought me back. So I figured it out. It's not that I'm not funny. It's that the show's even less funny than I am.
That's awesome.
I think the reason that Norm could do that and Shane can't is he was part of building it. So it's almost like trashing your own family, whereas Shane wasn't the family.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't want to. Good point.
It's a little different. There are other comics there that you don't quite know.
Yeah, he doesn't want to trash the whole cast, whereas Norm was on
up and coming comics that are less than him because Shane's above all of the comics there. You can't just swing at him like that.
I was actually talking about it a couple weeks back with a buddy when I recorded a podcast in Austin, because he was talking about Shane doing, I think he was doing Louis J. Gomez podcast where we recorded at the Creek and Cave, and so I don't know if the listeners remember, but Shane got fired immediately after getting hired for allegedly or actually making or using a disparaging term for Chinese people, and they were like, oh, we don't stand for that. but the first ever Asian cast member was in that class with him. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, so they're gonna fire Shane for making a joke, but then Lorne Michaels is not gonna be called a bigot for 40 years of never hiring Asians. I was like, fuck that guy, and I'll never be on SNL, so I don't give a shit. Fuck Lorne Michaels.
I'm still trying to get on.
He'll also be dead by the time they consider me. He's got to be in his 80s now. How old is Lorne Michaels? He's got to be touching 80 if not over. That's the thing too. He'll be dead soon, so I could slander him. Who gives a shit?
I wonder what's gonna happen.
79.
Wow, you're right. You're right on. I wonder when he leaves the show, is the show gonna be done, or if they're gonna make like Keenan the head?
Oh, like an executive. I mean,
Right?
I wonder if that show makes. I mean, obviously, it must be doing well in the ratings, making money because they haven't canceled it in 40 some odd years. But big transitions like that, it's like, it's like fucking Jeopardy, man. After Alex Trebek, they just went through a slew of hosts. Like you just lost your way. I mean, The Daily Show got so fucking weird. They brought Jon Stewart back one day a week. You know what I'm saying? They're like we're fucking desperate. Can you give us part time? They're like, all right, fine, I'll give you one day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think on Mondays he guest hosts it now.
I was watching Jeopardy for a little while. I got into a rhythm of it, which was really random because I was awful. Like I never knew anything. But once he died, I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing that anymore.
You were tied to it because of Alex Trebek. You had a crush on him.
And
his terrible toupee.
I was just like, yeah. When the host keeps changing and it's like weird, you're like, this.
I know. I'm surprised that show has done so well for so many years because I feel like the American populace has gotten dumber.
That's true.
Like smart show, like with the, like Bravo and Jersey Shore. That's the direction we're going.
Yeah.
No one's doing fucking hardcore trivia, and it's not like your bar trivia, like who wrote the song, whatever, fucking name a Taylor Swift song, but like they're asking like question, in 1386. I'm like, who the fuck knows what happened in 1386?
I don't know how these people know that, but like the game shows now, it's like Square, it's like Connect Four. You just drop a thing.
Oh my god, yeah,
and it goes like that, like no brain knowledge at all.
I know. Well, they also like the other type of game show, like these reality game shows. The Survivors. The Bachelors. It basically just humiliating people every week. Is what
but they want it.
Oh yeah, people will do anything to get on television. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. Like, 'cause some of this stuff, it's a bad look. Like, thank God the Jersey Shore took off because they looked fucking awful as human beings. Season 1, I mean, they look like absolute rats of humans.
Yeah.
So thankfully it was popular. But it's not like they're casting you in a good light, like when you're on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette and you're getting catty with the other cast. It's like, you look fucking like a jerk. Like, but people are like, yeah, sign me up. I'll look like an asshole in public, on public television for the rest of my life.
And you don't know if like the editor or the producers, like what they're going to label you as. I could go into it thinking I have a bubbly personality, but then I can just say something like, just talk shit.
Oh, they will edit the
villain.
whole show to make you fit into whatever character construct they want.
It's terrifying.
Mandy's the cool girl, and Betty's the bitch, and whatever. Like, they'll do that and just edit the fucking yeah, right. And just edit it to make you look like an asshole.
You know what show I love because the editing is they can't really do much with it is Big Brother.
Yeah, well, because it's 24/7. That's why I like Love Island UK.
Oh,
big fan of Love. I got into that during the pandemic. Huge fan of Love Island UK.
I have to check it out.
It's you've never seen it?
No.
Oh my god, it's one of the best trash TV shows I've ever seen. I mean, they literally just put like 10 guys and 10 chicks in a house, and they try and couple them up. Whatever couple, they vote out a couple every week. Whatever couple makes it to the end wins. But every week they bring on new fucking hot people, so people are just constantly like hooking up behind each other's backs. And there's no TV. They used to let them drink like as much as they wanted for like the first 2 seasons, which was unreal. I mean,
was everyone just fucking?
Oh, they were fucking everywhere. People were drinking wine in the morning, and they would just show them smoking cigarettes in the yard. So that's the too. Like, you're in this nice house, but they have cameras everywhere. So there's no people like in the house. There's no other producers or anything like that, or cameramen. They just have like remote cameras.
That's like Big Brother.
Exactly. But so they were, especially the first season, you could drink as much as you want. They just have a random revolving door of hot people coming in. And then they would make you like just hang out in the yard all day. It was kind of like if humans were put in a zoo, this would be the exhibit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're just in the yard bitching at each other, getting into arguments about this or that, conniving. It's fucking great stuff.
See, that's what exactly like with Big Brother, and then that would be that by the extreme. Is like, I hate how The Bachelor adds all this drama. Because if you just put people together,
something's gonna happen.
Good.
Something's gonna happen. Yeah, you don't have to overproduce it.
No.
Yeah, you put a bunch of people in a competition together for 8 straight weeks. There's gonna be something that comes up.
Yeah,
you know,
add
people,
some alcohol.
People don't get along exactly. People don't get along all the time. I know. I think Jersey Shore might be the only reality show that at least on MTV for sure. Because I remember The Real World, they would give them unlimited alcohol, but you couldn't get into physical altercations with anybody or throw you off. The Jersey Shore, I mean, they just let them fucking fight. Yeah, it was, it was just every week Ronnie was knocking somebody out. JWoww punched fucking the situation in the face. Some random guy punched Snooki in the face. Remember that?
Really?
She got lit up.
Damn.
Yeah, we watched that clip a few weeks back.
Yeah,
she got cracked.
No way.
And of course, MTV had all.
Like a dude.
Oh yeah. Well, it was crazy. He didn't knock her out. You would think 4'8" Snooki would have a soft chin, but no, she's got a fucking.
Hell yeah.
She's got a good chin on her.
I like her.
She got a strong chin on her.
I never got into Jersey Shore at all. I don't think I've ever watched
Jersey
it.
Shore, no Love Island UK. Oh my God, you're missing all of the worst TV made in the last 20 years.
I did watch. We're gonna do throwbacks. I used to watch Tila Tequila.
Oh my God.
And Rock of Love.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I like the one. What was the one? Oh, Flavor of Love. That was great.
Yeah.
Where
I
one of the
watched that
contestants
too.
took a shit on the floor by accident. Amazing.
That is crazy.
Amazing. You see, the thing, people want to be on TV so bad that this woman, shit on the floor, but she's still probably happy she was on TV. That's what people know of her. She took a dump in the middle of a show.
And she's good. Her Instagram story is just a poop emoji.
Yeah. I mean, it's fame and infamy. It doesn't matter anymore. As long as people know who you are, even if it's for a bad reason. Murderers like the fame they get. It's like, dude, you're a known murderer. It's not a positive. It's not like you're a rock star. You're an asshole who killed somebody.
They definitely want the fame too.
I know.
That's why they all end up getting busted in the end. Don't they kind of
That's their final kink.
Yeah. It's getting caught and getting the recognition for it. I mean, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, embraced it and then would get just dozens of letters a week from women wanting to marry him. And throughout the trial, they describe what did this assailant look like? And he was tall, thin, scraggly hair, busted teeth, and he smelt like shit. Apparently, Richard Ramirez had a BO problem, and women knew all this, and they knew he killed 19 people. And they were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to send some nudes, some nude Polaroids, because this is the 90s, to Richard Ramirez in prison.
Fun fact, Sean Penn did 30 days in jail while Richard Ramirez was in prison. Richard Ramirez saw him, wrote him a letter, said, hey, Spicoli, blah, blah, blah. Sean Penn wrote him back and said, I hope you fucking die in rotten hell.
Whoa.
Good for him.
Fun overlap.
Yeah.
I think that Sean was just jealous that he was getting more pussy.
At that time, yeah. He was a little more, a little more famous at that moment. It might have been a lull in Sean Penn's career before he somehow found El Chapo when no one else could.
And then
That's my cousin.
That's my cousin.
Yeah, and then he got his pussy. He's good now.
Are you into that? Are you into the serial killer stuff, the true crime? Women love that stuff.
I actually am not.
Okay.
I think my day is just so busy at night that doesn't relax me.
Yeah, I wouldn't think watching a fucking a serial killer would be relaxing in that way.
No, I think 90% of the time I just end up watching Seinfeld.
Okay, that always hits.
Yeah. But the reality TV shows, I was off the wagon for a little bit besides Big Brother during the summer. But then I just started watching The Bachelor. I took 5 seasons off. And it is just so relaxing to watch this dumbass shit.
It is amazing how popular that show is. I mean, don't they have 2 seasons a year on? They have up to season 60 or some crazy shit?
Yeah, they're on a lot.
Oh, my God.
I know.
What a money train. And then they have The Bachelor in Paradise. What a franchise.
They've done it.
I wonder what the success rate is. Now that it's been on so long, how many of those couples that got married at the end have stayed together?
I would say 1 out of 10.
That's probably roughly the average of any fucking marriage at this point.
But then, yeah, right?
Yeah, they probably all fell at the same rate.
But then, other reality, did you look up the success rate?
Of The Bachelor?
Oh, no, I didn't know what you were about to say.
Mike was watching porn back there.
He's
like, oh, wait, let me close Pornhub. What?
I was going to say, what do you think the most obsessive, since we're talking about all of these different shows of reality TV that I've never seen because I didn't get laid regularly. So, who has the most obsessive fan base of all of these? Is it The Bachelor or what? Since
Bachelor's gotta be-
obsessive podcast over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Plug.
Okay.
Oh
thanks.
yeah. I was gonna ask you about what's the name of it again?
Well, my new podcast is called Weirdly Obessed.
We got a new one.
Yeah,
huh?
we got 2 now because I figured why have a life?
Okay. Yeah. So, you know, we need more content in the world.
They said every comedian needs to have 2 podcasts.
I got to work on a second one. Mike, what do you got? All right. So, what's your first one?
Misery Loves Mandy.
Misery Loves Mandy, which
Where-
I did. I
Yes,
think about a
you
year
did.
ago.
Yeah, it's been a
Maybe
while.
A little over.
I think you haven't been to the new studio.
Nope, not since you moved in
Yeah.
with old Matty boy.
Yeah, you got to see the new
Am I allowed to
setup.
say that? Do I have to bleep out his name?
No, you can say it.
I don't want to plug that asshole.
8.7%.
8.7%.
Of success rate of the Bachelor contestants. So is that
That's fucking bad.
that's bad? I think other reality TV shows have a more success rate that aren't even supposed to be love shows.
Survivor hookups.
Yeah, Survivor,
Oh, I
Big
bet.
Brother, like all these
Yeah.
shows, like they like find it without like the pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the new podcast, what's that
Oh,
called?
yeah.
Excessively what?
Weirdly Obsessed.
Weirdly Obessed.
So every week we talk about a different obsession.
Okay.
So
What's the weirdest one so far? Have you recorded any?
yeah, we just did one that freaked me out. Body modifications.
Someone was into that? Whoa.
Yeah.
People are into
Well, no. When I
And-
think body modification, I'm not thinking like plastic surgery here. I'm talking about like
Yeah,
like
the
the
freak
people who have like the
ones.
fucking plate in their lip or the giant gauges in their ear or whatever.
Yeah, we're
horns,
horns. There was so many things. Just looking up all
snake
the
tongues.
yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
The
That's
snake
weird.
tongue was a huge one, and then there's where you dye your eyeballs,
How do you dye your eyeball?
and you could go blind from doing it.
No shit.
This one girl had all her whites are blue, and then a lot of people black out their eyes fully.
Oh my
And
god.
I just like I don't think I laughed once during that episode. It was just so disturbing to me. So
Oh, so you get like somebody in the field or somebody who's obsessed with that concept.
right now we're just like learning, like,
Okay.
going online and finding stories.
Oh, okay. Like, well, what topics you want to bring up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one was so. And then we did a fetish episode of like just weird ass fetishes. A lot of people are into poop.
The
and
internet is deep
Oh,
with that kind of stuff.
so deep. So
I-
those are the weirdest ones so far.
What I don't understand about all this fetish stuff is how it escalates to that point. Right? It's like,
Yeah.
like just normal sex, right? And then it's like, hit me in the head with a brick. Like what was the step function to that, right? It's like
Yeah.
I'm into normal sex and then autoerotic asphyxiation, I want to choke while I'm coming. It's like all right, what's the progression? Or furries.
I can
Yeah.
like a car. I can like sex. Why do I need to fuck a car?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's sexual about touching this car?
yeah, but what you're saying, what did you fuck in between human and car?
Yeah.
Like, what item was it? Like a stuffed animal?
You just go into AutoZone and fucking car parts
Yeah.
to work your way up to the full thing.
What person inspired you to cross over from?
Yeah, I
what
know.
mechanic sent you in that direction?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they smelled tires and they got really turned on by the smell of tires. That I feel like we're figuring it out here.
We're gonna break it down on this podcast.
What is it called when someone's their pheromones?
That's why
Pheromones.
we
Yeah.
needed a woman. Guys we're thinking like visually, what's gonna do it?
Yeah, cars don't
Well,
have
the
tits. Why would y'all want to fuck that?
Yeah. She's like, well, it could smell like all these natural
Yeah.
things, or just nah.
Oh, the smell of gas. Oh,
Yeah.
I love the smell of gas.
I do like the smell of gas, but not during intercourse. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
never tried, but I don't think I would hate it because they're 2 things I really like.
I actually wonder if I would be concerned if a woman I was looking up with, like, let's say I pull her panties off and it smells like a Valvoline or something, like,
Oh,
or
Yeah, that would be-
or
that would
ExxonMobil.
be-
It's like, why does your pussy smell like gasoline?
Because she's Danica Patrick and she
Right.
just came from the track.
Yeah, like she's using fucking motor oil to lube herself and shit.
I get messy.
Oh my god.
Someone's into that for sure.
Oh,
Someone's
every
into
kid
everything.
you can think of. I mean, there's whole conferences. Think about that. Like I was talking about furries a minute ago. They used to have to like meet in secret and they have to like put like weird little advertisements in the classifieds of your local newspaper or the penny saver to like find each other. Now, because of the internet, there's just a giant convention of them down in San Diego at the San Diego Convention Center every year. Just fucking 40,000 furries descend upon San Diego, to fuck each other in giant panda heads.
It'd be weird if you're the ones that don't like want to fuck, because we talked about them and I was looking it up and it was like only a certain percentage of them are like sexual.
That's weird.
That's more weird if you're not sexual.
Yeah, I get why if your kink is attached to sexuality, I can get why it's a driving force because we all want to have sex.
Yeah.
But if like, I'm not even sexually aroused by it, I just like it. It's like, well, so much so that you're gonna dress up every day like that and go to conventions and shit. Like, what are you, crazy? Like,
it is crazy. This is pretty funny. Lenoci and Matt did a show together in Reno. They show up to the hotel not knowing they're there the whole weekend. It was a furry convention.
They didn't know. They just happened to pack correctly for it.
So they just walked into the hotel and there's furries everywhere.
Oh my god! Just 20 minutes of material.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for the brand new material for the week.
Do you think you could trick like a furry into fucking you? Being like, I don't have a suit, but I'd love to fuck a furry.
I feel like they wouldn't be aroused unless you were in the.
That's
in
what I
the
mean.
Suit,
Can you?
I think they're normal dudes. I think the woman walking up to them and saying, "Hey, I want to fuck you." I'm pretty sure it's gonna work.
But what if the sexes were
reversed?
reversed?
Well, yeah.
We got
a woman saying that to a male furry, yeah.
Yeah.
A guy saying that to any woman, furry or not, it's like, get the fuck out of here, weirdo.
I'm probably shooting better with the suit on than regular. Yeah.
I was talking to someone recently, and they had the thought that maybe these people that are into the furry things are just really about, some of them, not all of them, are just really into privacy. Like, if you're a celebrity and you go to a furry convention, you can like just be normal and just like fuck strangers. Like in one of those giant panda suits, it might be Brad Pitt. You wouldn't know it.
You hear about the
That's
celebrities
true.
going to Comic-Con dressed as stuff to be around their fans, but they can dress up so they don't know it's them.
That's smart too.
That's weird too. That this whole like this the kink shaming era, or the don't kink shame era, I guess. It like nerds, furries, we're just have to accept that their weird lifestyle. No, you can't say anything about how fucking weird their lifestyle is. Like, wait, what? Like, I'm supposed to be okay that this guy dresses like a stormtrooper every day. Like, come on, man. Like, we like you can't be on the bus.
There's something wrong
dressed
with
like
them.
Darth Vader, and I'm not gonna be like, yeah, you see a fucking guy dressed like Darth Vader?
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna look.
Don't mention it. Don't shame him. I'm like, no, it's fucking, it stands out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, just like the people on reality TV, if you're gonna dress as a character, people are allowed to say something to you.
yeah.
Like if you're going out dressed like that, you're asking for it.
Yeah, I've had that opinion about like people with like face tattoos or these body modifications, or like they have some crazy, colored hair they dyed. It's like, don't. It's like, you obviously you did it, so I would notice it, right? Like, I'm going to notice the thing you did to get noticed. And like, oh, don't bring it up. It's like, well, you fucking want me to.
This is
right?
what they want.
Well, you wouldn't have done it otherwise. You wanted to be different. Now you're different. I'm noticing you're different, but I can't say anything about it. It defeats the whole purpose.
I think they want it for sure.
Oh yeah, they want their attention. I don't know. I feel like there's too much. There's not enough fitting in anymore. Everyone wants to stand out. It's like, no, just getting along sometimes. Like we got, like, everyone's got shit to do. Like, you don't have to be an individual in every circumstance. Like, just fucking agree and move along.
I totally agree with that.
Fit in a little bit, people.
I feel like too, as like in like the comedian scene, like as like a comic, people are now just trying to figure out how to stand out. Like, you don't want to fit in because you want to stand out through your appearance more than through your jokes. Yeah,
you go on stage and like, oh, this guy always wears a bathrobe, or this guy's always with the fucking giant Cam Newton hat. It's like, it's my signature thing, or take your shirt off, Burt Kreischer. It's like,
they want,
or just
something.
go and tell a funny joke. Right? Be memorable for your material, not your fucking outfit.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I think it'd be easier to go the other way.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think I chose the wrong path.
I'm thinking about starting to add a little fucking magic to my comedy routine. Maybe break out a fucking guitar, or as I like to call it, a crutch.
Yeah. It works. It's working. Also known as
a crutch.
I think I'm gonna dye my hair, shave my head, and
that would get some attention.
I would totally.
Yeah, maybe here's one: just shave your eyebrows.
Do you not know what I went through last year?
What happened?
You
No, I
don't
do
know.
not.
I haven't seen you since. Oh my God.
What, alopecia? Did you have a little Jada Pinkett Smith episode?
I did.
That goes away?
My left eyebrow.
Just
the
your
whole eyebrow was gone.
Wait, how did this start happening?
Well, I was making a lot of wishes thinking they were eyelashes for a while. Just just slowly they just started falling, and I was like, my eyebrow looks thinner.
And just one eyebrow?
Just one. Oh, don't worry. It's jumping to the other one right now.
Oh no.
So it started the left eyebrow and just got thinner and thinner, and I love my eyebrows. Like, I'm like insecure about everything, but
That's a weird thing that women will be into. I'm so happy about my eyebrows.
Well, so many girls.
Men never think about their eyebrows.
You've got great eyebrows.
Yeah, I also don't think about it ever. It's not, like it's not a thing in the man's world.
I guess not, but I don't know. I like girls that have to like do shit to their eyebrows all the time.
Process.
I had great Italian eyebrows, and I was very grateful of them. So like, yeah, slowly got thinner and thinner, and I went to see one doctor. Bad advice, gave me a lotion that doesn't work. Went to a different doctor, and they recommended steroid shots. So I go every 3 weeks and get the shots.
In your eyebrow or just anywhere?
Usually my pussy, and it actually reaches. It's weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's like pressure points.
Yeah, I think that's what the doctor said.
She has to shave the shit out of everything between her eyebrows and her pussy, though.
Yeah, you never hear anyone getting pubic alopecia, which they'd be pretty happy
That's
about,
my
right?
joke I have. I ended up writing a joke. I wrote a joke about it, and I'm like, at least I got a joke out of this. But yeah, and now it's the right
Well, they were
eyebrow.
fine to me. They came back.
Well, I got to go every 3 weeks.
Okay.
And sadly, now it's going to the other eyebrow, the good eyebrow. I've just the whole chunk there, and here is gone. And I'm like, what? This is so uncool. I'm busy. I don't have time to go to the dermatologist. I don't have time to worry about my looks. Staying in shape's hard enough.
Yeah, no shit.
Keeping your eyebrows on is...
Well, at least you kept your hair.
Well, I'm worried now
That's next.
Like, am I balding? I'm freaking out. I'm totally freaking out because I'm like, if it jumps to the other eyebrow, then that means this shit's on the go.
Yeah, and that's the thing about hair. Of all the cosmetic surgeries out there that have been around, right? I feel like hair restoration and hair like hair implants are still not that great. I mean, granted, Elon Musk probably has the best ones out there, but it's still like, I'm sure if you met him in person, like that's fucking, he's got ant legs on his head. Something's not right. You know,
they look like plugs up
yeah,
close.
you can tell like, the hair plugs. So you can't even like plug the eyebrows. You'd have to go and get like that, like what the tattoo.
Micro, yeah, and I don't want a tattoo on my face.
I heard it's fucking painful.
I'm sure, and you've seen so many that have turned out awful, and you're like, oh God, just give me my hair that I own. This is my hair. Like what? And then the doctor's like, you're too stressed, and I'm like, well, like everyone is stressed.
That's another thing. Too stressed. Who isn't?
Right.
Like life is stress. To be alive is to be stressed.
Yeah.
I've never seen. I thought about this the other day. You look at any other animal. Like you leave the house, your dog is like you get anxious because you're gone, and they're excited when you're back. Go look at a squirrel. Squirrels are so fucking high strung. Like they just darting around, looking around for everything. Like that's life. Like if even a squirrel is stressed out, just rummaging around looking for fucking food and little nuts and berries or whatever. Of course, human beings are going to be stressed. It's just like a manageable level.
Everyone. I had a squirrel attack me the other day.
What? Attack you?
Yeah, and I have a witness. Matt
No,
was
that
next
was just
to
a
me.
homeless guy.
No, surprisingly, it wasn't.
It was a homeless guy in a squirrel suit. It was a fucking
It was a
at the furry convention.
I wish it was. We're on a walk, and this squirrel makes dead eye contact as they do.
Yeah. They get weird.
They get weird.
And mind you, they're just rats with bushy tails. They carry disease.
Yeah, I know.
Like, oh, it's cute. No, it's a rat with a fluffy tail.
It's just like a hot girl that has AIDS. They'll trick a lot more
Don't
people.
judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, that is a lesson today, folks. So the squirrel, dead eyes, staring at me. And I'm like, I instantly know this squirrel's got issues.
Yeah.
It lost its dad.
It's got a meth problem.
Yeah, something's going
Fentanyl
on
issue.
there.
It's getting nuts laced with fentanyl.
It's showing off its eyebrows to me. And I'm like, this bitch.
Yeah, look how fluffy my tail is. What about your shitty eyebrows?
we keep walking, and it just darts right at Matt and I, like just runs, and he thinks I'm overreacting because I sprint away and I scream like bloody murder.
He must be dying laughing.
He's dying laughing, but then he notices.
Squirrel kills him. Now you're all alone with the squirrel.
I marry the squirrel. Ends up being a happy ending. But he noticed the squirrel was actually attacking, so then he started running, and it was a good laugh. One of those, like, when you're scared out of your mind. But
yeah. You get a little delirious from that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Because you're like, what just happened? So now I'm a little weary of squirrels.
So you guys are living together now? How long has that been?
Almost a year.
A year. Yeah, for those listening, Maddie Chimbor is her boyfriend. I've had him on the podcast a couple times. I got to get him back on it. It's been a little while. But is he like the protective type? Like, do you trust in the middle of the night if there's a noise, he'll go down and check it out? Because after you saw him run from a squirrel, you're like, what the fuck, dude? You know, like I thought I had some protection. This is bullshit. I'm buying a gun, Matt.
He stood his ground to the squirrel, but once he knew it was a crazy squirrel,
then he took off.
He wasn't an average squirrel. He assessed the situation.
I sprinted away, so I didn't even see him. I didn't watch his reaction. He just told me that he saw it also go, and then he like got out of the way. Okay. But yeah, I feel safe around him.
Okay.
Thank God.
So it's been a year? How long?
We've lived together for a year, but we've been together for 3 years.
What's the thing you hate most about living with Maddie? Like, what happened if it's like, oh, I wish you would stop doing that? Because we're going to air some laundry on here. Sorry, Matt. You're not going to be able to respond till I have you back.
He knows.
He knows.
I feel like maybe he would know.
Oh, no. I share this regularly with him. I come home and air my grievances every night to Matt.
It's a tough one because I wouldn't change it.
Okay.
So there's that. But Matt's a great cook. Okay. I don't know if you know that. He had his cooking show,
I'm a great
Cooking
cook.
with
Nice.
Maddie. Okay, so you'll understand his side. So he's a great cook, and sometimes I prioritize digging into my editing like a psychopath all the time when I should take more time to meal prep and make a good meal. Because sometimes if it was up to me, I would just microwave something and eat it because I have so much to do. So this is good. It forces me not to do that. But sometimes there's been days where he's planning these things we've talked about. So I get that we're going to do this. And I just lose my shit because I have work to do. I like work, editing. I have so much to do that like the planning, the food, the good meals sometimes is hard to keep up with.
So you guys cook together?
Well, he actually does most of the cooking.
I was gonna say, there's nothing I like less than having someone in the kitchen when I'm in the kitchen. She's like, I'm getting it done.
I'm the sous chef.
I said yes, chef, but yeah.
Oh, I'm like,
yes, chef.
I was going with the bear reference. Same thing.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
I'm the bear reference as someone who didn't work in a restaurant. Have you not worked in a restaurant?
I have, but yeah.
You have? Okay, I was gonna say everyone's now saying that, and I'm like, you guys haven't worked in a restaurant.
Shows, that's why.
I know.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I yell corner for life. Trust me.
Yeah, okay. Then you so get it. Oh, I wish I didn't know what that meant.
But so he wants you to like help him prep the meal.
Yeah, and I want to help.
Well, that's sweet that you guys do something together.
It is nice.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's difficult when I'm overwhelmed with all of my to-do lists, and I'm just like, let's just microwave a hot dog. And be done.
And chop it up and put it in some pea soup. If I could call it a meal.
Yeah. But then you're eating this nice meal and you're like, it is worth it.
Yeah, see, my thing is if I'm cooking, the other person, my partner's doing the dishes. And
I
like to cook and I hate doing dishes. So it's like,
perfect.
Yeah, fucking sit down on the couch, watch your fucking show. Dinner ready in a half an hour. And I get to I enjoy myself. I cook. We eat and it's like we're all fucking full on the couch. It's like, all right, get up, take care of the kitchen.
I like to clean while he's cooking.
Oh yeah, I'll do that too. That's a good point. I am very, very utilitarian in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Like my roommate, he worked in the restaurant business for a long time. He was a bartender and worked at fancy restaurants and all this. And the way he uses utensils, you'd think there's fucking 12 Mexicans washing dishes in the back. Like just a serving spoon for this, serving spoon for that, 9 pots. It's like, dude, I try to keep fucking 1, maybe 2 pots.
Yeah.
And I wash as I go.
You have to wash as you go.
Yeah, you wash as you go. Because I don't want shit. I don't want the sink full. I want counter space. I don't want little bits of food everywhere.
That's why it's good to just, while he's cooking, help him out, clean. Then you could eat. And then there's nothing to clean after. And you could enjoy the meal so much more. Yeah.
What do you think he would say if I asked him the same question? What he likes least about living with you, like one of your habits that
probably that. I think this is
the same thing. You're annoyed he's bothering you with dinner, and he's annoyed you're not hanging out with dinner.
Yeah, for sure. I'm positive this is it.
Oh, isn't that sweet? What a functioning relationship.
I think I try to do too much.
Okay.
So I'm like, I get.
Do you drive him crazy with it? Like your anxiety like bleeds into him. He's like, hey, can you fucking relax?
It's just like when I'm stopped doing my task, it kind of like drives me crazy. Like I kind of like when I'm like I have so much to do and I can't stop to do this because I got my to-do list. When you like go off your to-do list, then the whole day's fucked, and you're like, fuck, it's gonna be tomorrow now because there's only so much time in the day.
Yeah.
And so I get very like into my day.
Okay.
So that's,
well, you're a little go-getter. Good. That's not a bad trait.
That's why my eyebrows falling out.
I know, right? That's why your eyebrows. Yeah, maybe fucking lighten up and take some shit off your to-do list. Stop being so strict about it.
I think I want to make a third podcast. You want to do a podcast?
I love doing podcasts. I can talk shit forever. I prepare not at all for this stuff.
Perfect.
I just love sitting down. I like to say, my podcast opinions, it's just no reading, no research, just strong opinions.
Okay.
I got an opinion about everything, even if I know fucking nothing about it. Literally, you can ask me, like, you can introduce a topic to me, and I will immediately form an opinion on it. Like a good American, I just fucking share my thoughts when I know nothing about it, the topic.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a strong enough opinion. Like the typical girl that says, like, I don't care where we eat.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I don't.
Most people don't when they say that. That's the thing about choice. I may have mentioned this in this podcast, but a while back I read a book called The Paradox of Choice.
Okay.
I forget the author. But the basic premise of the book is the more options you have, the better, right? You would think, right? You have more options, you have more freedoms, right? But when you have more options, you have more decisions to make, which leads to more stress. Mm-hmm. So if you have options A or B, that's an easy decision to make. But if you have 26 options, it's like, fuck, what of these 26 is the best possible option I can go with? And that creates a stress. So,
Netflix is the perfect example of
that.
that.
My God. I bet
God.
I would venture to guess 80% of the app's usage is people scrolling through the fucking menu, not watching anything.
1,000%. Yeah. That's why every time I just go back to Seinfeld because I go, fuck, I can't scroll anymore.
Yeah,
I can't.
I sadly do the same thing. I'll be like, what haven't I seen in a while that I know I like?
It's a safe bet.
I haven't watched anything new because I don't know what the fuck this is.
You just gotta hit up your single friends who aren't getting laid, and they'll tell you. Exactly what to binge watch.
He's gonna
what are you in the mood for?
He's gonna start. He's gonna start texting me links to fetish sites. Here's something you might enjoy.
Like that's not what I meant.
The Mr. Hands. What the fuck is
better
that?
than me. It already knows you well.
I mean, see, that's the thing about the porn sites. They fucking hit you with they hit you with some options. I mean, like they give you so many options, like you're just never gonna finish. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just get blue balls from too much porn.
Where am I gonna take this? There's 900 pages of pornography here.
They just
200 sites.
They should on porn sites do the choose for you, like Netflix.
Wow. Well, that's the thing. That's one area of data collection that we haven't thought about. All of the erotic video watching data that all these porn sites collect on their users, they must have a treasure trove on the human psyche. Yeah. And I wonder if they're selling it because that's got to be really valuable, right? This is what people are into sexually, right? Yeah. So some like fucking political super PAC is like, how can we manipulate Pornhub data to get more votes out of these freaks?
That would be smart. I mean, if you put like a subliminal message while people are jerking it, I feel like that might work.
I'm gonna be edging, and then all of a sudden, vote for Joe Biden. Like, what the fuck, dude?
And you vote. You're like, why did I want to vote for him? He must have said something smart or something.
Who was that Republican bimbo up in like Alaska or whatever that they all did porn parodies of?
Oh, Sarah Palin.
Yeah. That was. Yeah, I think some people got into the Republican Party over that.
Oh yeah, well, I will say that about the Republican Party. The women that they have in their circle, the politicians, they have more lookers than the liberals do.
They're not going to get voted into the Republican Party by the Republicans without being hot.
Yeah, we don't want women unless they're hot chicks.
That's so Republican of them. The Democrats have like one tooth, one tit.
It's on brand. Yeah. You have to be fucking 9 genders to be on the liberal. If you identify as one, you're not allowed. You're out.
That is funny. I never thought about how like Republicans, the women are usually like hot.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it kind of makes sense though, right? Because you would want. You want sort of the all-American lady. That's what these, most of these conservatives will vote for.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody, like I said, if someone comes up with giant gauges and green hair, I'm like, that's not, that doesn't look like America. But some girl with big fake tits and a stupid accent.
Southern pageant girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get her in. But I will say though, Mandy, the fact that you're like that, and not that I should be opining on your relationship, that's fucking armchair quarterbacking over here, but the fact that. Neither, you could both say that that's annoying, but you both want to spend time together. But what you said to start all off, it's like, yeah, it's a problem, but I wouldn't change it. That's like I feel like a key to a good relationship because you're never gonna you're never gonna be 100% compatible with anybody. So fucking get that out of your head. Yeah. I've always said if 85%, if you're more than 85% compatible, you can make that relationship work long term. Mm-hmm. That extra 10-15%, you can sort of deal with that. But the way it really works is if you find that 10% or 15% that you don't like amusing, I'm sure Matt's like, he's in the kitchen cooking and you're fucking freaking out about getting your editing done. He's like, oh, here's Mandy on one again, fucking idiot. And he has a laugh to himself. He finds it kind of cute or endearing.
Oh God, I hope.
Until your eyebrows fall out, and he's like, I'm fucking dumping this bitch.
And then he did. Then he
she looks like the guy from Powder. I can't marry this woman.
It looked so bad. I even tried doing filters, and then even a filter couldn't give me the eyebrow. I'm posting no photos for a year.
Do they have eyebrow merkins? Do you know what a merkin is?
Of
course you know, Matt.
I'm
Mike.
in the film industry. I know.
So do you know what a merkin is?
No.
A merkin is a genital wig.
I knew the name, why?
So back in the day, like in the 1800s, the Victorian era, pubic bush was looked at as sexy. It was like, oh, that's where the gold is. You gotta hunt through that bush to find the fucking, the entrance to the mine. But
did you say the entrance to the mine?
Yeah. but they had lice problems, because people didn't have the hygiene they have now. And you'd go to one of these saloons out west or whatever, and the women were all run through the prostitutes, whatever. So they would shave their vagina to get rid of all the lice, but then they would give them a genital wig, a merkin, to make it look like they had pubic hair again.
How did they keep that on?
Good question, because
I don't like mustache glue and stuff like that.
They had mustache glue in 1840.
That's what I'm asking.
But
they just nailed it on like Jesus to the cross.
Just blood.
I'm looking at a merkin on Etsy that looks like
wait a minute,
lace fronts.
Wait a minute, there's merkins on Etsy?
Wow.
I'm surprised.
That's a band
I feel like
name.
if I posted a photo of a merkin on Instagram, I'd get banned.
Let's play an over-under game.
Oh, okay.
Price.
Ooh, good question. I'll let Mandy shoot first.
Are you going to do, we're throwing out a number first, or are you giving us one?
We'll do Price is Right style.
Yeah, Price is Right, so you should pick up
the closest without going over.
Are we talking brunette, classic, merkin?
Full bush, curly brown.
Curly brown. Ooh, the curls might cost more. I'm going to say $23.
Oh, I'm going to go more expensive than that, dude.
Really?
Fucking wigs are expensive. I'm going to go $49.99 on a merkin.
You're both staggeringly low. Do you want to try?
Crazy, right?
That means you won.
Yeah.
$350.
What the fuck?
Oh my God! Can I sell mine? Shit! I lasered mine.
That looks terrible.
Ew! It's huge.
Well,
George, cut that into the clip.
And then you turn
oh my God!
George, cut that into the clip.
That is.
It's 300. Is that real human hair? What is it made out of? Squirrel hair. No.
Professional quality, fine lace, large, full coverage, rich, dark brown pubic wig.
Made from?
Quality, fine lace, rich, brown, full coverage.
They just keep saying the same thing. This guy just keeps growing and selling.
You know
his
what it
own
is? It's just the
pubes.
sweepings from a barbershop.
Yeah, that would be smart.
I'm getting pretty deep in the description before I'm seeing anything.
Yeah, Mike's getting hard. Turn the camera away.
Yeah, that would be a really fun April Fool's prank to do.
How old are you, Mandy?
Oh,
33.
Ew.
33. So you've probably... What's that?
Made from quality fine wig lace and a quality 100% human hair sourced from Banbury pastiche.
Oh, that's usually Bangladesh or somewhere in India. That's where they get most hair.
So
they have whole ashrams where women just live and grow their hair out and then cut it for wigs.
I hope they get to cut it till he's here.
Well, if it's a pubic wig, I assume it's their pubic hair, so I don't know how they're removing that.
I mean, not like the head hair, but yeah, the pubic hair.
That's
wow.
That's the thing. So you're
is
saying
it head hair that's been permed real nice, or is it?
Good question. Good question. Or is it actual pubic hair they had to sterilize?
If I'm buying a pubic hair, what is it called?
Merkin.
I better be real pubes. I want the
Well,
real.
if I'm getting if I'm saying 300 bones on it, I want real fucking. I want.
I want some
the legit
pubes.
stuff. Yeah,
girl got waxed for this.
I want the backstory of the woman it came from. The original.
Ooh, yeah.
Like Sally Struthers, remember you give money to like whatever that relief fund to help kids in Africa, and they send you like a picture of a kid you saved.
Perfect.
I want the picture of the man or woman who fucking shaved their pubic bush to share it with me.
That'd be
and
nice.
a whole backstory.
Yeah. How long it took them to grow it, what kind of shampoo they use.
Their background, what do their parents do, what do they do?
Yeah. Rock it well.
When George pulls up pictures, he's going to be staggered by the amount of options they have on
It's
Etsy.
crazy. It's crazy.
You can get smaller ones for $50.
On
Oh, that's
little
good.
soul patches.
Okay. So, they have like a landing strip?
I was going to say, is there a landing strip?
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's a thick. That would cover my whole puss.
Well,
that thing looks huge.
Congratulations, Matt. It's.
I mean, that landing strip looks like a whole normal size.
Well, yeah, the first one he showed us was a giant.
It was this big.
Wow.
Oh my God, that is outside of the bathing suit.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to say, Mandy, at 33, you've probably never had pubic hair because I feel like by the time you were in your teenage years, as soon as you saw hair, you shaved it.
Oh, I was in a camper outside of my house, Florida. And
that says a lot.
My friends were. I just talk really weird. So me friends were telling me that they shaved their bush in a teenage way. I think it was like 8th grade.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, duh, me too. And then I like sprinted in. It took an hour to get that baby gone.
I know.
I was like, and then it was all over the bathtub floor.
Oh my God.
Because it was like a shower bath.
Well, yeah. Well, no one tells you the first time you trim your hedges how that hair is sticky and gets everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Yeah,
and I was like, I share this with my brother, and I just kept trying to like, I was just trying to clean the bottom of the tub. I was like, how do I get this hair out of the tub? It took so long. I had to use scissors at first, and I don't even remember.
Yeah, that's how long it was. You had to trim it with scissors before you get a beard trimmer on that, before you get the razor on that. You had to do like 3 steps.
It was a lot, and I was like, how did it even get there without me even noticing? And like, my mom, like, how did she not tell me this? I feel like we had a very open relationship.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, look, I'm 41, so I'm a little older than you, and we didn't talk about, everything I learned about sex, I learned from my fucking boys.
This is the first time I've ever
my parents weren't like, let's talk about it. And if they were, I'm sure they were available if I wanted to talk about it. I was like, I don't want to talk about you fucking people. Like,
I guess, could you imagine your mom being like, you should probably shave that bush if you want to get fucked.
Yeah, right.
Like,
well, nowadays, I'm sure kids and parents talk like that to each other, but not. My parents were like, adults in my mind. You see, like, I have friends now who have kids who are teenagers, and they talk to them like they're fucking buddies. I'm like, hey, man. You're fucking weird. Like that's your fucking son. Like you guys aren't you should be friendly with your son, but you guys,
there's gotta be a line.
You're still the parent, right? Like there should be some sort of boundary.
It's gonna, I think, bite them in the ass eventually.
Oh, for sure.
Are there daughters out there who have ever stolen their dad's beard trimmers? And
I'm
the
sure.
dad's like, what's this? Is that a thing?
Sure, dude.
That would be bad. I tried writing a joke about shaving my. I have laser now.
That's the move. All these chicks are doing the laser.
Oh, it's amazing. The best money I've ever spent.
I kind of want to use it to laser my neck so I don't have to trim my beard anymore.
It's so cheap. Like
Really?
it is just perfected now. But before I used to like get self-conscious if I should shave before the gyno.
Oh, really? So you were like,
because like I like didn't want to like look messy. I wanted to look clean, but I didn't want to waste the shave. Like, because that was the worst part about when you had to shave. You could only shave up and clean once every week, or that's on. I was like, it looked like my dad's beard stubble, like the paper
the
towel
5 o'clock
with
shadow.
like
blood.
The blood dots. I would have blood dot paper towels just all over my pussy, and I'd be like, and I can't do that for the guy now.
Yeah, but Mandy, you're a lovely young lady. I'm sure. So,
after me saying that, you say
no,
lovely young lady.
I'm telling you this
Thank
because a buddy of mine, his dad was a gynecologist, like a well-to-do gynecologist, And I remember we were in like college fucking around asking him like, hey, what's it like? Is it cool? He's like, boys. He's like, I'm a professional gynecologist. Like, he's like, you think I'm in there all day just seeing one Victoria's Secret model after the other? He's like, no. He's like mostly, a lot of geriatric women, a lot of women with, gynecological problems, right? So it's like, if it's going well, they're not coming in, like I only get to see the ones that are doing well once a year or whatever. He's like, usually it's a fucking problem. Someone's got a cyst or this or that or the other thing, or they're old as shit and something got stuck up there. Like, he's like, it's not a lot of hot chicks coming in. So I'm sure you're like the, Mandy's on the fucking docket next. This will be a good appointment. Like this will be an easy one. And then he's on to the next fucking growth, the vaginal growth that he has to deal with.
It ain't like the videos on the hub.
No, it isn't. Well, and that's funny too, because guys will do that. Like, you go to the doctor and you got to turn and cough and all this shit. And even if it's a male doctor, like, I don't want this guy to think I have a small dick. You're in his office trying to fluff yourself before it comes.
That's exactly my thought on shaving. It's like you want it to look good for a doctor.
Yeah, I do the exact opposite. Like when I go, like people are like, oh, they like brush their teeth before they go to the dentist, and I'm not gonna get drunk before I go see the doctor. The night before I see the doctor, it's like, no, you want to go in there in the worst possible conditions. So like, all right, we've seen all the problems, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
And then also next year you could have room for growth. Like, how more bad can I get?
And it's also very seldom that like there's like a super hot, patient tech or nurse who's the one like, doing the intake. It's usually like a 64-year-old black lady. She's like, pull that shit out, son. Like, get on the scale. Like take your clothes off, get on the scale. It's like very fucking, they kind of remove the sexuality from it.
It is not hot.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They see a lot of gross shit, man. Yeah. It's got to be fucking troubling.
I talked about this a bunch on my podcast, but I had some weird gynos doctors recently. 2 years in a row, I go to this doctor's office in WeHo that is a gay doctor's
office. He's doing
office.
TikToks while you're in the fucking stirrups.
Could you imagine?
Yo, guys, we're live.
I wish that's what happened. The first doctor, he put on a headlamp.
Oh, like in the fuck,
mining,
like old school,
like a headlamp.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, that was like they would do that like in like the Looney Tunes comics back in the day. He actually had one of those
for my pap smear. It wasn't like an annual. He was like,
you're taking a selfie with your cervix.
I was like, what the hell? But now that I'm thinking about it, I never thought of that. I thought of like lighting. Like it must have had good lighting. Like it probably looked prettier with the good lighting.
Well, it depends, right? If it's like fluorescent lighting.
Wait. Oh,
you want a soft white lighting.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want that medical blue lighting, right? That shows every scar, scab, and zit you've ever had, every fucking boil you've had, like every ingrown hair for the last 30 years.
I guess it could have really gone either way. I'll never know what he saw, and I'm glad. That is something to think about on my drive home.
I had a guest on. I think it was Janelle Draper. She was telling me about how her sister's like a gynecologist. I think it was her. She's like, yeah, I had her check me out. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, she's a gynecologist.
That was that pod.
And I'm like, she's your sister. I was like, I don't care if my fucking brother's a proctologist. I'm not even putting his finger in my ass. Like, like there's certain boundaries in the world.
Yeah.
That's fucking so weird. Because I think we were talking about how like, a male gyno's weird. I'm like, that's no weirder than any other profession. Mm-hmm.
I typically prefer a female.
No, I would get it. Yeah, but just like I prefer, like with therapy, I prefer talking to a male therapist because
same.
I want to have it be professional, and also like he sort of gets some things being a man as well. But I don't think every male gynecologist is some sort of weird pervert.
No,
I just think they're just into medicine, and that's where they landed from all their rotations. That's the other thing too. Like, not everyone who I want to be a plastic surgeon. Not every doctor is good enough to be a plastic surgeon. So a lot of doctors end up where they fucking end up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're a male gynecologist, it probably wasn't his first choice either.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to be the slick doctor on Nip Tuck instead he's checking out fucking 50-year-old women's beeves. You know what I'm saying? Like it's he kind of like, got slotted in there. It was his third choice. Like, oh fuck, I'm a gynecologist.
Yeah, I wouldn't think about that because that is a really like particular thing to like be like when I grow up. Like, that's what you choose?
Yeah, exactly. And, too, the thing about being a gynecologist, it's OBGYN. So you're also, like, doing a lot of births and deliveries. Like, And I could see why doctors would want to be interested in that. It's like, oh, like the formation of life. I get it. And one part of that is looking at the vagina that's going to hold this fucking thing. You know, like
I always forget. I always
the OB part.
Forget that part. I'm like, aren't you going to make sure we don't have an STD? Like, oh, you actually birthed children? That's different.
All they're doing is looking at herpes hits all day. No, they do have other things.
The creation of life.
Just handing out creams. That's all they do.
I do forget that, especially like out here. Like I feel like anytime I've gone, there's no like pregnant lady.
Oh yeah, not in this town.
No,
unless you're a surrogate. You know, like Guatemalan surrogates or whatever.
I want one of those.
Are you thinking about surrogacy? That's what you're gonna do?
If I had the money.
Oh, I mean, who wouldn't?
Oh,
right. It's like. Why would I do my own laundry if I can afford to dry clean all of my clothes? You know, like,
so
yeah,
much
of course.
Better.
You're like.
Oh my God, what am I doing?
Why would I mow my own lawn if I can pay someone else to do it?
No, and you lose hair when you have a kid. I can't go through
Oh, you're worried about losing your eyebrows again?
I can't do that. I have stretch marks and no eyebrows.
Too much to overcome?
Oh, I'll never get through that one.
You think you're going to have kids? You want to do that?
Yeah, I think we actually might have talked about that on my podcast. I do, but I have.
But that was early on. This was before you moved in with Maddie. It's like right before.
Oh yeah. No.
Still your old apartment.
Yeah, that was a small apartment. Yeah, but I have a lot of shit to do before that. Luckily,
oh my God, you and your fucking to-do list.
The to-do list has not been accomplished yet. Both of my podcasts are monetized. How do I have a baby without a monetized podcast?
Yeah, Maddie, step up the fucking sketches on the internet, bro. You got to pay for a kid, all right?
And a surrogate.
All right, we need fucking millions of views every post. Right? You need to start making that fucking Trevor Wallace money before you can have a kid.
Do you start a podcast with your surrogate for 9 months?
That would be cool.
I would be in the best mood. She'd be miserable. I'd be loving it.
Tell me how your week's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you, bitch.
I wonder how many times a surrogate can have a kid.
They must cap it.
Right?
They must cap it. Because even when you like, because I got like a really, I went to like a really fancy breeder when I bought my dog years ago. He's since passed on. No. But I went to like, fancy breeder. And even they only breed their dogs so much. Like, like one female will go through like, she'll have like one pregnancy a year for like 3 years, maybe 4, and that's it.
Done.
So I don't think, you could just fucking go, I'm 18 years
old. As many
old.
times as you wish, pending medical approval.
Oh, really?
Although it's rare to see someone do it more than 5 times.
Okay, 5 would be a number. I mean, that's a lot, but I would, because there's families with 5 kids.
Also, can you look up what is the average compensation they pay a surrogate?
Yeah.
Because they get paid fucking bread.
Yeah, they get banged.
Because obviously they pay for all the medical fees. But they
California surrogates earn $104,000 plus in compensation.
104,000. That's actually not that bad. Like if you're rich.
I mean, it's basically $12,000 a month.
Yeah.
Every month you're pregnant.
Have the baby in Los Angeles, or can I go to a cheaper state like Nebraska?
Oh yeah, see different states. Go to like the most middle America state.
Oh, dude, no. You can get surrogates in other countries.
Have the
you go to India and
parents.
have a woman carry your baby. They don't give a fuck.
Oh
I mean, like
God.
that shit happens.
I'm just saying, have the LA parents, but then for those 9 months, take off to the cheap place.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the surrogate. Yeah, save some money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live in Idaho, but I birth kids for people in LA. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting inseminated on the coast for more money. What are you doing?
Wow.
Getting pumped up in Illinois.
That's dumb.
Yeah. The problem with that though is for the 104 or 105,000 they'll pay the surrogate. Not only do you have to deal with the pregnancy, right? You're growing, and some women do like it. Like, oh, it's fun to be pregnant. It's beautiful growing life. But make no mistake, you're gaining weight. You're fucking moody. Your hormones are all over the place. But on top of all the stuff you deal with the regular pregnancy, the people who hire surrogates to carry their kid are going to be anal retentive, going to be up your ass, like you want to check in, are you all right? Are you taking care of yourself?
Yeah.
So you have to deal with the fucking actual parents. It's like, if I was a surrogate, I'd be like, all right, I'll do it. But once a week phone calls, 1 fucking hour. Otherwise, you cocksuckers aren't calling me. I don't want to talk to you.
I'm going to eat what I want to eat.
Yeah.
I'm sure they get
you
all
hovering
of
over
these
me,
strict
telling me how to
guidelines.
carry life when your wife can't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
You should be thankful I agreed to this, you fucking...
I'm going to be smoking, drinking 1 glass of wine. You take your kid or leave it.
I mean, my mom smoked with me and the woman. Look, I turned out fine.
Look at that.
The 80s, it was a different time. No one thought anything of it.
Did people smoke cigarettes while pregnant back then?
Yeah, my mom did with all 3 of us.
Like fully?
Hmm?
Did they not know that yet?
No, they all knew smoking was bad, but it wasn't like since like the late 60s, probably mid 60s, everyone knew, even though there was like some, the tobacco companies were trying to like, sort of suppress the news. Everyone knew smoking wasn't good for you. But it was just socially accepted. Like, you could smoke and have a glass of wine, and no one said a fucking thing to a pregnant woman about that. Now, if like a pregnant woman was on the street and lit up a cigarette, I feel like 25 people would descend upon her.
For sure.
Yeah. As if you know, she is the mom. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
It is.
It is still her body. You know?
Yeah.
You know, like nothing can stop a pregnant woman from lighting up a cigarette. So.
Man, I didn't think about that. I just watched the Big Vape documentary.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
It was so good.
Yeah, I gotta check it out, man.
It's about the rise and fall of the Juul.
The fall of the Juul. Well, yeah, the vape industry is still going strong.
But the Juul, that was like, yeah, you should definitely watch it. Pretty much all that went wrong was they did one poor advertisement. Their first big marketing scheme was too much of the same as like cigarette ads.
Oh yeah.
Where they went like the cool kid route, and that was like what took them down in court.
It blew up on them. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So all of those vape companies are owned by the tobacco company. They bought them all.
Yeah.
So every single, like, I think it's called Altria now, which was Philip Morris, which is, you know, Marlboro and all the major brands. They changed their name to some innocuous Altria. What the fuck is that? Nothing. Right. And they just bought all the vape brands. And now they're making even more money because they sell those fucking things for like $20 a whack.
Yeah, and
kids are addicted to them. Yeah, people lose them. You know, it's just a fucking moneymaker for them. I know vape shops are doing well because the one I go to expanded. I was like, whoa. They bought the place next door and like doubled their size.
That's so funny.
I'm like, holy shit, this guy's making fucking money.
Tobacco stores like have the weirdest vibe to me.
Oh yeah, like they're like head shops. It's creepy.
The lighting.
Yeah, and a lot of Persians.
A lot of bad lighting.
Oh yeah.
Fluorescent lighting.
Yeah, they're selling weird shit too. Like, you know, it's like vape shops and like, you know, weed accessories. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I need a new slide for my bong, you know, or I need one of those lighting wicks so I don't have to use the butane lighters.
Yeah.
So I don't get the butane taste when I take a hit of my, you know, my pipe or whatever. It's a weird thing, but I wish I'd gotten into that vape. It's fucking good money in that. All the addiction. I wish I sold something that was addictive.
That we can start thinking. I wish I got the stock. What is it called? No, yeah, I heard it's a really good stock.
Mm-hmm. There's actually, something I know a little bit about because I used to be in finance. So there's actually mutual funds out there that are called vice funds.
Okay.
And what they do is, mutual funds are just basically, take money from investors and invest them in various different stocks and try to get a better return in the market, right? Mm-hmm. They have some that are, healthcare funds where they invest in healthcare companies, or some that are retail consumer that'll invest in retailers, right? Or technology. The vice funds invest in all businesses that are viewed as harmful.
I was wondering,
oil and gas, tobacco, vape company, all that stuff. Yeah, all that shit. Monsanto, like all the chemicals they put in your food, chemical company. They invest in that kind of shit. And those and vice funds outperform the market typically.
I'm sure.
Well, think about it. These businesses wouldn't exist unless people were addicted or desperately needed them. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh yeah, oil and gas and the environment, it's terrible for the environment. Yeah, and the stock price is still going up. We need the fucking oil. Everyone knows smoking is bad for you. No one is stopping.
Nobody.
Liquor sales are at an all-time high. No one is going to stop because they like it.
They don't care.
McDonald's, they fucking, beat earnings every year because people are fat and like shitty food.
I wonder if they put any fast food in the vice
category.
Yeah,
they do. They absolutely do.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. You reinvest my money here. It's get those bad things. Yeah. Screw Tesla.
Is there any way I can invest in drug distribution like cocaine or heroin?
Yeah, there's gotta be.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Do you think like the Mexican cartels can create like some sort of Bitcoin like thing that I can invest in, right? Because you can't be on the stock market. You can't have like, I'm going to buy shares in the Sinaloa cartel. That's not.
Yeah,
but you can create a coin. Anybody can create a coin, and if it's backed by narco dollars, it's like, can I invest in the narco dollar Bitcoin?
I feel like we figured out a loophole. Should we call them?
Yeah, how do you get in touch with?
They're probably going to watch. Leaders. Someone watching is probably part of.
Yeah.
So.
Sinaloa cartel, hit me up for more ideas, man.
Yeah, comment below.
I got a few ideas for you.
He used to work in finance. So.
Yeah, I have some ideas. All right, what are we at, Mikey?
Hour.
Oh, nice. Oh, shit, run a little long. All right, let's get into some news for the week. I like to do the news.
News, let's do it.
Yeah. And of course, like I tell every guest, it's actually not anything important. It's just what I find fun to talk about. So
That's even better.
this is actually interesting. And I'm not surprised. More women may be psychopaths than previously thought, according to experts.
What do they mean by that?
Yeah, let's find out. Dr. Clive Bodie highlighted a notable gap in psychopathy studies, emphasizing fewer examinations of psychopathy in women compared to men. Assessors might be hesitant to label women as psychopaths. Contrary to previous estimates suggesting a 10-to-1 ratio of male to female psychopaths, Bodie's work utilizing the first part of a particular LSRP, sort of a particular type of study, showed that the scale is more like 4-to-1.
So before it was
10-to-1.
And now it's 4-to-1.
Yeah.
So we're all just being driven crazy?
Well, no, I think his postulate, what he's presuming is that doctors were hesitant to label women crazy because, women don't like to be called fucking crazy.
So we've always been crazy.
Yeah, but you don't like to tell a woman that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, you want to escalate an argument with a woman, if you're in the middle of an argument, tell her to stop acting crazy. She'll fucking lose her mind.
It really is one of the worst things you can say. I
don't know why that of all things.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck, you do fuck that. You just like, your head just explodes like the girls from Austin Powers. Your tits just blow out.
Yeah. Although I will say, I kind of, it's probably similar to like when you're, like if you're grumpy, if you're tired and you're grumpy, someone's like, oh, you're being grumpy. You're like, no, I'm not grumpy.
That probably is
that.
Good
Yeah. It's probably because you are, and you don't like you got called out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a funny concept, though. You should do like a joke on that.
I know. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
It says that the study says that estimates reveal that approximately 23% of men exhibit enough traits to be problematic for society, although maybe not potentially full psychopaths. Officer Bodie found, Dr. Bodie found that 13% of females also possess these problematic traits.
So 10% less.
Yeah. Yeah, so about half.
Tell him Manny's being too sensitive. That's the one.
Oh yeah. Well, no,
you're too sensitive. Quit being so offended. Quit being so sensitive.
Yeah, not with these fucking soft men these days, dude. I bet soft men these days here's a compliment, you know? Like it's my day. Here's another one. Where did it go? Shit. I just had it up. I just lost it. Where is this shit? We'll do this one first. Well, I'll look for the next one. And this is interesting for couples. Science says couples that fart together are happier and healthier and stay together longer.
Wow.
Yeah. A 2020 study revealed that the presence of AP39, a chemical compound associated with hydrogen sulfide, which is responsible for the unpleasant odor in farts, has a positive effect on cells. While scientists may not outright claim that it's beneficial to a relationship, it established that farting is unlikely to cause any harm. Secondly, the shared laughter contributes to relationship longevity, and whether or not finding humor in farting is considered juvenile remains an important fact amongst your style of, your sense of humor. So do you and Matt fart around each other? It's been 3 years now.
I'm glad you brought this up. This has been a big topic lately.
In your relationship, or like on the internet, like
with Matt, and I've talked about it on my podcast. So Matt has really let loose. This man can fart. Also, we're eating a very high fiber diet, and he's farting away. And I don't not like that he farts. I just get angry sometimes because it's just not fair. Because I feel like I can't fart that much or in front of him because I don't want to. And the fact that like society has it to where a guy farts and it's funny and a girl farts and it's a turnoff. And he tells me, fart away. But I just don't want to do that.
Okay, so there's some sort of fart glass ceiling.
There is and I don't want to break the glass with my farts. That's
you don't
really,
want to fog up the glass.
I don't want to fog up the glass. Because I feel like in a relationship, I feel like you have to still hold on to like try to still be hot the longer the relationship goes.
I do think it's important to keep that up.
And if you're farting, then that is not that is
there
the next
is a
level.
double standard there for sure.
There
is. Sure. Men, it's more acceptable for a man to fart in front of a woman than the reverse. But I've always said I think it establishes dominance. You know,
like if the girl's farting,
bitch
she's like,
farts in front
I'm
of me.
the
It's like, yo,
boss.
she's got big dick energy.
I do see that, but I don't want to get big dick energy. I want fuck me energy. So I'm bloated from holding my farts in. I'm just always bloated.
I've always said I'll fart early and often in a relationship. Like I'll fart on a first date. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, oops, somebody sit on a duck or something, make a joke about it or something.
Like, no, I farted. Could you imagine?
Just stink. That's the one thing too, though. If it really smells, it's one thing if it's a fart and it sounds funny. Right?
Yeah.
The stinky farts, it's like, ooh, shit. That's gonna get gross.
That really is the big difference. Matt farts all the time. They never smell. So it is more.
Oh no, I fart. And
funny.
I'd say 50-50. Sometimes it's just a fart. And sometimes it'll take the paint off the walls.
50-50.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Those aren't safe odds. I'll go to the bathroom.
All right, this last one, and this is interesting because I can't believe somebody hasn't attempted to do this before. Tinder and Hinge are being sued for deliberately turning users into addicts.
Huh?
And yeah, Tinder. So a new lawsuit alleges that the Match Group's apps, the Match Group is the parent company of Tinder and Hinge, are purposely designed to keep you hooked without success. The class action lawsuit filed in California on Valentine's Day, no less, accuses the company of embedding addictive features that, quote, lock users into a perpetual pay-to-play loop, valuing profit over its commitment to help users find love. The suit claims that the company intentionally turns users into addicts who ultimately spend more time and money on the premium features and swiping than the promise of actually finding a match. And I'm going to say this is the biggest no fucking shit asshole ever. They're in the business of keeping you on the app.
Definitely.
Think about it. If those apps fucking worked, they would have within, a year, everyone would be coupled up. There'd be no more customers.
Yeah.
Of course they want you to fucking. Those apps are probably used more for cheating than anything else. They probably end more relationships and start them.
That's true.
You know?
I bet that is true.
You have a pocket full of options you can look at all times.
Yeah. And it makes you think like there's always
There's
somebody out
better.
there.
Yeah, the grass is always greener.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if your girlfriend or boyfriend's giving you shit, it's like fuck that. I'm gonna swipe.
See who's out there.
See what the options are out there.
Oh, I wonder. They have to have like legal terms to save them from something like this. I'm sure they do.
Yeah. But also, who the fuck is paying for the premium features on these apps now? You got to be a real goddamn loser that you need to buy extra swipes or super swipes from Tinder or Hinge. Like they give you like a fucking 100 swipes a day.
So you're just addicted.
Yeah, exactly. And I can see that they kind of gamify it. That's the term they use for tech apps. Like they make it feel like a game. So you just swipe. They're not real people. They're just fucking little images on a card. But of course, like it's like anything else. Like fucking cigarettes or fast food. They put extra fat and salt in it, so it's tasty. You want to come back.
Yeah.
I wish they could give you your sad video game stats of like how many people have seen your picture and swiped fuck no.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's a sad number.
That'd be awful to know.
Well, dude, I thought about this. I think Tinder can tell us who absolutely is statistically the hottest person in the country.
Like Spotify, you get your end of the year rap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Top 10 hot.
Yes.
I hate you, bitch.
But think about it. Like, so not only can it tell you which man and woman on the Tinder app in this country have been swiped right on the most, they can tell you how fast the swipe happened. So, like, this person has gotten the most swipes for a woman, but also the swipe right happened at a shorter time than the next hottest woman.
They definitely have this
They
information.
definitely know this.
I want to know who they are.
These are metrics that you should be able to get in your premium edition. When
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I need to change my profile picture just like my YouTube statistics. I can tell my thumbnail's not getting the right click-through rate on this ass.
Exactly.
Yeah,
man.
that
I need some
sounds
key
good.
performance
Send that to
indicators.
them. Yeah.
I want my fucking data like Instagram gives you on your followers and your engagement. I want to know what kind of activity is going on back there.
Don't give me this shit. I also want to see what the person looks like that's suing them. Does it say if it's a male or female?
It was class action, so it's a group of people.
Oh,
many people.
That's what that means. I knew that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people.
Yeah, lots of people.
So someone went around like signed this petition. Are you not getting laid either?
Yeah.
Like,
are you a fucking loser who just keeps swiping and doesn't meet anybody?
Yeah.
Sign this petition.
They start a new app with the data from the petition of like all of us get together and we'll see who can fuck out of this group. And it turns out they all just hate each other.
Yeah, maybe they should start. Maybe they should start that app. 5 or below. right? Just all the averages and below. You know, we don't want any fucking 10s here.
I think the problem would be all women because guys are able to like date out of their league more often. I feel like
looks wise maybe, but you know,
wise.
But women. But I've always said this: women just have better criteria for finding a mate. Men will date an absolute fucking loser as long as she's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, she could be dumb as a box of rocks and annoying, but if she's pretty, like, I'll consider it. Women, it's like, you know, like, oh, you know, he has to be attractive enough, but he also has to have some money, and he has to be passionate about something. He has to love his mother. Like, you have to have like,
but not too much.
Yeah, there's like a bevy of things that women consider. They're like, that's why, like, she's with him, but that guy probably has a few things going on for her.
Yeah.
Right. Elon Musk can date a fucking mute, and he's like, oh, she's a 10. I get it. You know, like, everybody gets it.
So that's where that app would find issues.
Yeah, but I feel like also it would also. Maybe that might actually be the best hookup app.
5 and below?
Yeah. Because, you know, the people who are 5 below, and you know they're all 5s below, it's like less insecurity. Mm-hmm. Right? Because what I worry about, like you're saying, like, oh, you know, men have an advantage. But I don't think so, because I think on average women are hotter than men.
Is it the opposite of Raya? Like,
yes.
we gotta keep the hot ones out. Like, hey, you're too fucking pretty. We can't allow sharks in the fucking pond.
Yes.
Here, dude.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, just fucking average Joe's fucking dating or whatever you want to call it.
I think they should make that. It's like I watch The Bachelor, but then I watch Farmer Wants a Wife, and it's just like, that is that. And you're like the top, and then they're just like, we know we're not going to get on The Bachelor.
Yeah. The problem is I feel like people might be unrealistic about where they sit.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's where AI comes in, right?
Ooh.
Right? Because AI can collect this data from Tinder and Hinge and say, you know, all right, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is how we rank, you know, men or women. It'll look at different points on the face and be like, all right, on average, this is what a 5 looks like for men. So you just submit your photo to 5 or below. And if you get in, it's like, fuck. Like,
you know how many people will sign up just to see if they'll get in or not?
Like, am I better than a 5?
Yeah. It'll do like the symmetry. Like, remember that thing?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, my face is that off? What?
Or, you know, what people would do if like, you're just, you know, just trying to bust a slump, you know, you just... You use like AI to like deform your face a little bit so you can get on, and then post the hot pictures of yourself. Like, holy fuck, that girl's on here. I'm, you know.
Yeah, you'd be the belle of the ball.
Yeah, you'd be the 5+ on 5 or below.
Oh, you should make it. There you go. They really need that.
Hottest guy at fat camp.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be the funniest.
Yeah. Tallest midget in the forest.
I like it.
Business ideas all around. I like it.
We got a lot.
Mandy, tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, great. You can find me Instagram at Mandy Martino, mandymartino.com. I think everything's Mandy Martino. Facebook, I post a lot too. And then my 2 podcasts, Misery Loves Mandy, where each week I have a comedian guest and we talk about miserable moments that we made into jokes. Check out Randy's episode. And then my other podcast, Weirdly Obessed, where we talk about obsessions.
Coming out soon. Is it already out?
Yeah, we just started.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Fucking very timely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you waited until it's out.
Look at that.
So you're going to keep Martino or you're going to change it to Chimbo, or you guys are not going to get married?
I love my last name.
He's going to take your last name.
He's going to take my last name.
Maddie Martino. Actually sounds
good.
Sounds better than Maddie Chimbo.
I think
Sorry, Matt.
he leveled up.
Sorry, Maddie.
Yeah.
I think everyone would vote that sounds better.
Yeah, well, there's alliteration. It's a better stage name for sure.
Oh, you all sound like some brother and sister after that. Maddie and Mandy Martino.
Oh, that is creepy.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
hot.
but he definitely,
Did I just ick it or
but he's
no?
definitely not
I'm like,
Italian.
ooh.
He doesn't look Italian, so they would know.
That's
He'd be the
true.
adopted brother, you know, step brother.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah,
Make
Pornhub
videos on the
style.
hub about that
Yeah,
too.
the Pornhub style.
I think everyone's keeping their last name these days.
Yeah, it's too much trouble fucking changing.
Seems like it, yeah. Well, later problems.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you for doing this. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having
Guys,
me.
thank you for listening. Obviously, follow the podcast at Ready Set Blow Podcast everywhere. Follow me at Randy Valerio. Rate, review, subscribe. All the bullshit that I should tell you at the beginning that I wait till the end. We love you guys. Check you next week. Peace.
Bye.